Busy. We have done some serious work this week. I don't know about you. I have been busy, and I'm sure everyone in this community has been busy. This is the Firelight Advantage, and we are doing the Firelight Awakening show this Saturday. And I hope you have spent time this week. If you've been with us, if not, go back to the channel and check the videos from Monday till Friday this week. We've been talking about aligned progress. You want to align as you move forward in this month, in the rest of this year. And we have spent time doing some serious, we're talking about taking away excess weight, things that are not aligned to your purpose, things that are not related to where you are going for the rest of the month, the rest of the year. Take them off your calendar, take them off your to-do list, take them off your space, clean your house. Alignment. And we've talked about taking practical action. Do one thing, do something important every day, do something significant that is aligned to your purpose. We're talking about exercising discernment, because guess what? Not every open door is your assignment. Not every open door is your assignment. Some open doors are not for you. Some open doors are distractions. Some open doors are actually meant to test you. We have talked about how to preserve yourself through resistance when things get tough, when you get tested, when the assignment get tested, when you start climbing and the resistance, you start feeling, about swimming upstream. It's easy to swim downstream in the direction of the currents of the river, but when you are swimming against the current and the resistance becomes strong, we've talked about how do you keep perseverance? How do you keep moving forward, crawling forward, doing whatever you want to do? And today we just want to talk about something that many high performance people take for granted. That is rest. We want to talk about rest. Some people secretly believe that rest is a reward for finishing everything you have. I mean, some people even think that you need to work and work and work. And think about it. If you think that everything will be finished before you rest, everything will never be finished. Some people think that because there will always be another email, there will always be another phone call, there will always be some other person that you need to help, there will always be a new task that you can improve. There will always be an opportunity, a new opportunity that you can pursue. And guess what? If your permission to rest is dependent on you finishing everything, guess what? You are going to live a life that perpetually postpones rest. You would never have rest in your life. I just want to thank everyone joining us online on any of our platforms. Please put some fires in the chat. This is the Firelight community, and we ignite fires. We challenge people to go out there and turn adversity into something that can move them forward. And next we will be doing some things exciting on this channel. I mean, think about the good book. Think about the Bible. Jesus talks in the book of Mark chapter 6. The author talks about a scenario where life was hard. The demands were coming. The pressure was hard upon the disciples and upon Jesus. And guess what happened? At that particular time, Jesus told the disciples, guys, let's elope. Let's leave this place, go to a quiet place and rest. While he was saying this, the demands were still there. While he was saying this, the pressures were still there. But guess what? He understood that his people, his team, they are not machines. He understood that these people that are entrusted to me, that are working with me, they need to rest. They need to recharge. They need to become sustainable by recognizing that they must always replenish. And if you're a researcher like I am, you will know that different forms of research have shown us that whether you are talking about relaxation, whether you are talking about controlling yourself and all that, evidence is saying when you effectively rest, when you effectively recover, you are more productive. You are more productive. Think about it. It doesn't mean that a quiet afternoon will solve all your exhaustion, but what it means is that you might actually need to restructure your work. Some people might need to change their workload in order for them to become more effective. Some people might need to set stronger boundaries. Not everyone that calls your phone, not every phone call you must answer. Not every notification you have to look. You need to look at the things that distract you, take away your energy, drain your physical energy, your emotional energy, your spiritual energy. You need to look at those and begin to protect your space. Some people might need to leave some unhealthy relationships because guess what? intentional recovery, it's very important, because when you are exhausted, you can't actually look at reality in a good way. When you are depleted, you will treat some things that you could actually manage easily as a catastrophe. You might actually start responding harshly to people just because you are tired. You might actually start making decisions that don't make sense, because what? You are tired. You lose your creativity. You lose your ability to begin to think the way you should think, more creative. And guess what? And sometimes you begin to look at your assignment and you begin to hate your work, hate the things you are doing. Some people don't like going to work. Why? Because they are exhausted all the time. They have not built their life in a way that actually lets them to rest, because rest gives your nervous system, your mind, and all your holistic body room to reset, And before we start getting confused, I just want us to distinguish between rest and avoidance, because guess what? Some people avoid work, and guess what? You only delay work, but rest actually restores your capacity. Avoidance comes from a place of fear, but guess what? Rest is intentional and it has boundaries. You know that I want to rest for this amount of time, but guess what? Avoidance, you walk in guilt and you permanently keep postponing the things that you are supposed to do. And the good book, the Bible, tells us that rest actually helps you to restore. It helps you to restore. It helps you to move ahead in your assignment. And as we look at this weekend, I just want you to look at 3 forms of practical rest that you want to engage in. Let's talk about physical rest. Physical rest, you want to have some sleep this weekend. You want to hydrate properly this weekend. You want to eat nourishable food, not just eating food that will nourish your body, renew your cells, and help you to grow better. You want to walk this week, and you want to allow your body to stop operating as though everything is an emergency. No. The next thing is, once you've done your physical rest and your body feels good, your body feels energized, the next thing is your mental rest. You want to create a period without notifications, without headlines, without emails, without constant information. You want to create some quiet space. Be quiet, silent, create space for your thoughts to even settle. And guess what? The third form, after you've done your physical rest, you've done your mental rest. I always tell my kids, when I'm resting, my phones are all on airplane mode. Everything, you can't reach me except you are the Holy Spirit. It doesn't happen. You cannot reach me when I really want to rest. And third is spiritual rest. You want to spend time with God. You want to spend time with God this weekend without turning your prayer time or your spiritual time into some performance review. No, you want to be intentional. Thanks everyone that is joining us online. Please, on all of our platforms, put some fires in the chat. We love you, and I'm so happy you are here today. You don't want to begin to be the one that is always wanting to rest spiritually, and now you are in anxiety. You are asking, no, you just want to appreciate your life. You just want to have a time of worship, a time of listening, a time of receiving, of recovery, and just being yourself. So this weekend, you want to practice physical rest, you want to practice some mental rest, and you want to practice some spiritual rest. And for the next 24 hours, we don't leave this show without giving you some activation for the next 24 hours. You want to create a list of some of the things that are distracting your restorative rest, some of the things that are actually hurting you from resting. You might need to put your devices away from you. You might need to stay away from work, close your laptop, switch it off. You might need to stay away from reflecting on certain things that people have been distracting you with. And you want to get into next week more strengthened, more energized, more prepared to face the work that you have ahead of you. And guess what? Rest becomes productive. Rest becomes strategic, because healthy rest makes you to understand that you are just a steward of resources. You are just a steward of resources. You are not Superman or Superwoman, and you don't need to destroy yourself by overcommitment. Guess what? Begin to tell yourself, I am releasing myself from every guilt that is associated with healthy rest. Because some people think rest is laziness. No, as long as you are strategic, as long as you build your life, you need to rest, because even God, the Creator, rested. Who are you and I to not rest? You don't need to destroy yourself to prove that you are committed. You want to return to your assignment with greater clarity. And guess what? I am the host of the Clarity Mandate podcast, and I always talk about clarity. And if you are new to this community, I love you to join the Firelight community. Like our video, share. Let's keep the good news. This week, we have really been talking about alignment, aligned progress. We've talked about taking away excess weight. We've talked about taking some baby steps. Do something every day. Give every day something to keep in store. We've talked about being a steward, being someone that is more careful, discerning. Not every open door is your assignment. We've also talked about pushing against the tide, walking and moving forward when the resistance is hard. And as we begin to close this weekend, we're talking about rest. We're talking about rest. Take time to reflect, take time to prepare for next week. And I thank everyone joining us live. Love our community, like our community, share the good news, and I will see you next week.